It's working. It's all working. Finally. Welcome everyone to Hot Air at 5:20 European time, 11:20 in America. Sorry that we're late. It's been a bit of a nightmare, a bit of a shit show with technical difficulties. My Ethernet isn't working. I'm running on Wi-Fi. We're doing it over. We're not in person, so it's very strange, right, Dunphy?
Yeah, Dunphy doesn't know how to plug in a microphone properly.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. So you know, it's a work in progress. But while I unban someone from the Twitch chat, could you tell me how's everything going for you?
Well, everything over here is not bad. We're getting through it, and I feel really bad that we haven't had a good old chat on Hot Air for a while, because we've been struggling the distance and the timings and each other, because we had quite a few exams over the past couple of weeks, so we're just trying to finish school on time, and just having this literal physical barrier between us is quite hard to keep our Hot Air routine up.
Yeah, it is. I'm really struggling with this because I can't see you. You can see me because I have to give you the hand signals for the recording. But we're just so afraid of destroying our bandwidth and the internet that we can't do that. And it's such a weird thing. I had to buy a microphone, you know. That's not nothing money-wise, you know. So
for a free podcast, it's
yeah, we don't
taking a lot of capital.
It does. It takes a lot of capital investment, you know. So it's been crazy. How have you been hanging in there? And what's your opinion? Like, what are you thinking about Corona? And you know, for me and you too, for economic students, what's like the economic fallout? What do you think about everything?
Had to ask me an economics question when I thought that yesterday at 3:40 my time with economics was done for good. But
no way. You're not done yet, buddy.
Well, if we really want to jump straight into this, I guess we can talk about the economic effects of coronavirus.
Well, it's not nothing serious.
I think that everyone's going to struggle, from our parents to people who, like, they're starting their own little firms, to even us going to school, university next year. It's all going to be really difficult to take on, because it's so unclear right now what's going to happen.
That's very true. I really think I was talking to people over dinner, you know, as people talk about like the futures of the world and what's going to happen. And I was talking to my mom, and she's very, you know, end of the world in saying like, oh, everything's going to go to shit. It's going to be another Great Depression. It's going to change everything from that we know from now on. In the way of like no more globalization, all this stuff. I'm more optimistic. I think it won't be as bad. But, you know, overall, it's such an adjustment. I never would have thought that last year I would be graduating, because basically we've graduated like this. You know? Dunphy? Oh no. It looks like we've lost Dunphy.
Well, as you can see, we have a wonderful technical difficulty where I can see Noah's lips moving, but I cannot hear him.
Oh,
sadly.
no.
So we will try and figure this out during our little time.
Oh, no.
No, why don't you tell us about a little story? Because I see in the chats there's something that you wanted to talk about, maybe random phone calls with unknown people?
So wait, just for the record, you can't hear me at all right now. It's like, oh, God, let me change some settings here. Yeah. Oh, God. What can I do? How can I... Dunphy? Hello? Well, I feel like this is such an unprofessional episode. Hello? It's like a nightmare. It's a total nightmare. What are we going to do, folks? It's just you and me. He's left the Discord, I think. And I'm trying to get him back online, and nothing's working. It's just all a nightmare today. It's all just gone wrong. Oh, he's typing. He's typing, people. He can't hear me at all.
So,
I can hear him.
I'd like to start a little
I can hear you. I just dropped my phone on the table.
Game, which is called Let's Guess What the Other Person is Saying. because right now I am literally putting my headset to the microphone, as you can probably hear the rubbing, and you are not saying anything. So
Okay.
let's play a little game. I'm gonna try and guess what Noah's saying. Now, his lips are moving at a rapid pace, quite loud, open wide. So I guess it's laughter.
So I just
Oh,
typed to Dunphy.
okay.
Oh no, this is really terrible. I just typed to Dunp.
Cool. Okay, great. So let's move into another topic. As I try
Another
to think.
Oh my
I
god.
have a question for the viewers and also for Noah. If I accidentally end the call and rejoin, sorry, if I disconnect and rejoin, will that end the stream possibly?
No.
No. So that's what I'm gonna do. I will see you guys back in 2 seconds.
This is fantastic. I love this. I love how it's so unprofessional. It's hello. Is he rejoining? I can't even hear what he's saying.
It still seems that I cannot hear Noah.
It's so confusing. Is it me? I'm gonna disconnect. Okay, I'm back. Hello.
This is not working.
Oh shit. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's
I've
going
even
on.
disconnected my headset.
Well,
No, I
let's
know this
see.
is gonna sound very dumb. Are you muted?
I'm not. No.
Is your microphone muted?
I can. For the people listening.
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me.
What happened? What?
Ah!
You were muted.
I was not muted. I was checking. I was chatting with you. You can hear back the frickin' tape. I was talking to the listener the entire time. Okay.
Okay, we're back.
We're back. We're good. And it's all just a bit of a frickin' nightmare. That that I'm just like trying to figure some stuff out. So everything's a bit crazy, don't you think?
Oh, it's all up in the air. And I was just gonna say, I was thinking about.
Oh, I hear that dog there.
Sorry,
The
Sorry,
dog.
viewers. That's our most loyal fan.
Oh god, Dunphy. What is this? We can't hear each other, and then now there's a dog. Do you wanna plug your dog's Instagram while you're at it?
I don't know if my dog had. She does, but I forgot what it was. Shit, that's an Instagram.
Well, whatever. It's done now. You missed your opportunity.
I missed my opportunity, but I do want to say that maybe if we can ever figure out how we can do this, we could get guests on.
I think we can easily get guests on.
It's perfect because I think that we could have some wonderful little threesomes on this
Oh, gross.
platform.
Okay, I must ask you. There was follow-up from last week's episode, where you had to discover.
Last week's episode.
Well, last time's episode.
Last season.
Last season, yes, new season. But there was follow-up, which I had to ask you. What is the origin of cockpit, Dunphy?
Can you speak again? I think I've lost you.
Oh no! Hello.
No. I've got you. Okay. So the origins of the cockpit, which I was researching.
Oh, are you typing right now? Am I just saying this, and am I giving you time to type on your keyboard?
No. Hey, are you there?
I'm here.
Hang on. No, are you there?
This is such BS. I know you can hear me.
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
So,
Jesus.
I did actually get you some
Information. You have my information.
Yes, indeed. So the origins of the word cockpit actually come from a Latin word which I shan't pronounce because it will be spelled AOKPIT. And then the origins came from the word cock and the other word pit. And the cock was meant to mean a head and the pit was meant to mean as in a area of sitting. And then hence in the late 16th century, the word cockpit was formed. Yes, in the sense that from cock and pit dates back the early 20th century and derives from the early 18th century, nautical terms denoting an area in the lower aft deck of a man of war where wounded were taken, later coming to mean the pit.
Well, as we're all very fascinated into this Wikipedia article that you're reading for us, I do appreciate the effort that you've made.
So yes, it's just where the wounded taken. As you can tell, the pilots are a wounded breed. Anyway, moving on.
Well, now moving on to the actual content.
Perfect. What, do you want to start it off, or how do you want to do this?
You just blabbed right through the music, Dunphy. Right through. I did the hand, I did the thing. I don't know if you could see it because I wasn't looking at myself, but oh boy, you blabbed all the way through.
This is, it's going to take some adjusting to get used to.
Yeah,
So
I miss you. I miss you.
Episode 2 will be great. Episode 2.
Okay, well, Dunphy.
Yes.
I've had a problem with we do Zoom with school, and I have a problem with it, which is whenever we're in a Zoom, I always end up looking at me, and I don't know if I'm just being narcissistic, but for some reason, I always want to make sure that I'm looking like I'm just paying attention, and I'm paying attention to my own camera.
I 100% agree with you.
Do you have the same problem?
Oh, I think everyone does it. No one looks at other people on Zoom. Even when you're meant to be looking at material, you're looking at yourself. Because you want to make sure that what they see is what's really me. Or what's really the mirror me, I should say. But the thing that I was freaked out is we had to sit all these exams on Zoom. And I kept thinking that for like our examiner was looking at me. Because you wouldn't have anyone up there. So then she'd have like, or she or he would have a really disapproving face, and you'd be like, I'm not cheating, I swear.
Well, if you're not reading the chat, it says someone is asking, why would you just focus on yourself? You got to get the work done, right? How would you want to respond to this?
Work hard, play hard. Am I right?
Yeah. No, because I feel guilty when I'm sitting there and I'm supposed to be listening to what my teacher's saying, but then I'm just like my eye keeps wandering and looking at me. And
I'm glad you added the "at me" part, not just wondering.
Yeah. So do you what the hell?
I do feel bad about not paying attention. It's just like, I don't want to look bad, or you never know what's in your background,
or I think because I do this, which I find interesting, is I click through the gallery of the people that are in the lesson to just see what they're up to, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I feel like people do the same with me, and I'm like, I want to be, when someone looks at me, it's like, oh, that person's getting work done. That's what I want someone to think,
Definitely. But have you ever clicked through the Zoom gallery and just seen how many people they put their hand on their side and they're just looking down and up and down and up, and you're just like, you're so texting. You're doing something completely different.
Yeah, I've had that before.
That's the type of confidence I want to have. I want to be able to go on a Zoom meeting and just be able to just text and know that everyone can tell that I'm texting. But realistically.
Yes. I was on Reddit and I was like, this is a serious problem because I feel like if I'm not looking directly at my webcam, people know, or I'm looking directly at my screen, if I'm looking slightly to the right, people know I'm looking at my face. So I was looking, and apparently big problem for some people, and they said, move your image of you by the webcam.
Oh yeah, isn't that what you do?
No, it was it's been the issue where I'd look at the top right of my screen because that's where my face is, and then I feel like people would know that I'm staring at me.
As Jesus once said, what was it?
Don't ask me.
Don't move the mountain. No, Muhammad comes to the mountain. No, Muhammad doesn't go to the mountain. The mountain goes to Muhammad.
I doubt that Jesus said that.
Yes, Muhammad said that.
Yeah. Jesus.
God, I'm just not switched on today.
No, it's nice. I've not had social contact like this with outside of my family in a while. A lengthy conversation.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, Dunphy. That's how much you mean to me. And that I bought a microphone to be with you.
So we could have a virtual conversation.
So we can have a virtual conversation across...
A little tea party.
Little tea party. Actually, I feel like I should have gotten a little drink for myself before we started this. I'm having a bit of a regret there.
Oh, well, just to really rub it in. Here we go. It's like a really nice...
Oh, a little ASMR from you there. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
No worries at all. So, I have a question for you.
You did it again! This is terrible.
Okay.
God damn it.
Yes.
Do you know what you did? I assume you know what you did.
I think what you should do is you should put your hand up at least 5 seconds before and just do like a big... I'm going to show you.
Oh, you're putting...
4, 3, 2, 1. But not
okay, let's keep your camera on, because then I can look at your face. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay, my camera's staying on.
Your camera's on for
my great installation.
Yeah, what is this? You're not even in a sound booth. Are you?
I was testing it. I was like, it works perfectly.
Just on your couch. You're just on your couch.
I'm on my bed.
You're on your bed. Do you have pants on? Do you have pants on?
No. I have a shirt on. I have a shirt on. That's good.
That's good. Jesus. What a crazy episode. Already, I feel it. Okay. Yeah. So, Dunphy,
yes.
I believe you have a story for us.
Does it involve a rat? Then yes, I do.
Do it. Go for it.
So, about 3 days ago, I was outside in our backyard. And in Amsterdam, they have these little backyard. Usually at the bottom of a house, they have a little backyard. It's not very big, but it's small. And during in the morning, I was trying to order a cake for a celebration.
What kind of celebration?
On the phone, a graduation celebration.
Okay.
I was trying to order a red velvet cake from a place called Bakers and Roasters in Amsterdam. And I'm on the phone to this lovely young lady. And all of a sudden, the corner of my eye, I see something move next to my barbecue. I'm like, oh, it's probably a bird or something.
Oh, I have it.
Next minute,
I have a story for you too about barbecue.
And it just, this thing runs between my legs, and it's the biggest goddamn rat
Oh no!
I have ever seen in my life.
Jesus.
And I scream and hang up on this poor woman, and all I hear is like, "Are you okay?"
Imagine her day. Imagine her day. She's just like bakery, whatever. Oh, this dude wants a cake. Sure, man. Ah! And then beep, beep.
Like a death screeching scream.
Death screech. She might have thought that there was a murder or something.
Exactly. Imagine this woman has PTSD after this phone call.
Well, not PTSD, but imagine she calls the cops.
Yeah, but how would she know where to send them?
Did she give her? You were ordering something. Address.
I was ordering the red velvet cake, and I didn't get up to the pub. I asked her how long it would take, and then all of a sudden, this rat comes, and I scream, and I run upstairs, and I get my stepfather. I say, "The rat's back."
Oh, okay.
So we both come downstairs, and we look outside, and I've got a thong, which is a flip-flop to you Americans and Europeans and everywhere else besides New Zealand, where it's a jandal.
Wait, what?
And I haven't... Oh, did you not know that?
Have we talked about it before? It sounds familiar.
No, New Zealand is called flip-flops or thongs jandals. Weird.
Jandals? Why?
I have no idea.
Oh, that's crazy.
Anyway, we come outside, and this thing's just playing with us at this point. It's running back and forth in our backyard because we have like this little garden area at the bottom, so it hides, and we just watch it. And this thing's huge. It's at least the size of my dog, and my dog's at least
is it
long.
Your dog? You have a pug.
Yeah,
it's
a very small dog, but
it's
huge. Bulky. It's Brutus.
Yeah.
So anyway, the rat escapes after I try and hit it with a thong many times.
But would you reuse that thong? Had you killed it with your thong, would you reused it?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's my favorite thong.
Is it the okay?
It's the Australian
It's the
thong, Dom.
Australian flag. Isn't that a
Um,
disservice to your country, Dunphy? And also hitting a rat with an Australian flag.
No, I'm gonna scare the living daylights out of that rat with an Australian thong. He's like, oh, for dummer, these goddamn Australians coming to the Netherlands and
Oh, so it's
disrespecting
a
my
Dutch
country.
rat, huh?
Oh, it's a Dutch rat.
It's a
This thing is a Dutch rat.
What if
man.
it's an immigrant rat, Dunphy? Taking all of the Dutch rats' jobs. You know?
Jesus. Well, then it needs to join me. I'm gonna take it inside and feed it because
You're
then
gonna.
it's just
Oh
one
my
of-
God, Dunphy, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Okay.
We're just gonna make this world one immigrant rat at a time.
Yeah. They took
But
our
hey,
jobs. Yeah,
every
sorry.
day since, our whole family has seen this rat. It comes back every day and taunts me.
Wait, really?
It's out every day. It's outside. I saw it again this morning with my mom and Will, my parents, and I saw it, and it was standing out there on the bottom shelf of our barbecue.
Oh man.
And this thing is disgusting. So I've decided I'm going to set a trap.
Ooh, what kind of
I'm gonna
trap?
trap a rat. So yesterday I put a motion detecting camera outside, and I put
That's
a
pretty
plate of-
cool.
a plate of cheese and a laundry basket to capture it.
No way.
And, yeah.
You set
And
up
I
like
got
a Scooby Doo kind of Roadrunner
I set
situation.
up a Scooby-Doo Roadrunner trap,
Oh my God.
and I caught it.
Oh.
I caught it. And
Wait, so
but
I'm
let's-
just let me get a picture here. You have a motion detecting camera, right?
Yeah.
And a laundry basket and like a stick
If-
with a
if
string or
you was-
something.
If viewers want to get it, search up white plastic laundry basket,
Yeah.
and then you can imagine a string, a long piece of about 10-meter string, and then a stick that I got from my backyard.
Yeah.
And it's called a Clever Dog security camera. You
Okay.
get them on what we call bowl.com.
Yeah. So it's like
And I put it
Amazon.
outside. Yeah, and I put it outside.
Mhm.
And and my mom comes downstairs. She's like, "Are you really gonna catch the rat with that?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like,
Wait,
"Firstly,
so what is the string wrapped around the stick that holds up the laundry basket? And you
Yes.
pull the string? Is that the idea?
Yeah,
And you
it's
But then
basic,
what's
yeah.
the point of the camera?
So I don't miss it, because I was waiting there hours. Like it didn't come back, because when you scare a rodent away, it stays away for ages and then it comes back later.
Okay.
So it was so I didn't miss it.
But if you weren't there and the camera detected it, you can't pull it in.
Yeah, exactly. So then I would have missed it.
No, but what point does the camera have? I'm not following.
Okay, so I might have been downstairs watching TV.
Yeah.
So then I could quit, because it was like a small plate of food, so it had a bit of food, so it would.
Oh,
nibble
so
on
it would
for a
stay there for a little bit and nibble on the food.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't- yeah, I put a bit of cheese and a bit of dog kibble, so it would stay on the little plate for a little bit, and then,
And then you
back.
ran up and then got it.
So
Wait, what
happened
did you
was
do
I was
with
like,
it then?
This is where it gets great. My mom said, "Dom, if you catch this rat, A, it's just gonna break out of there in a second, and B, if you try and kill it, it's gonna kill you,
Oh my God.
because these rats are vicious things." So anyway, I get it and I capture it. I see it and I pull the string, and all it does is go cluck. Yes, but the cage is not the cage. The laundry basket's on it, and it's screaming. I was like,
Ah, that's not
Yeah,
pleasant.
sorry. No, and the fucking rat just sticks its head under the laundry basket, my 120-gram laundry basket, and flips it up and runs straight out. So I caught the rat yesterday, and it just put its nose under and shot straight out.
I don't think you can say that you caught the rat. I don't think you can say that. I think
I temporarily held the rat.
yes,
Wait,
you
no.
temporarily held the rat. It's like a little brief hug. It's you hug the rat briefly.
So the rat escaped, and then I saw it again this morning, and I'm not done with it. So I'm gonna order something. I'm gonna
You
order
know,
something. I'm gonna catch this.
There were
goddamn rat.
these photos of these old-timey rat traps with a little revolver. So they'd have like
What?
a revolver, like a gun. And they were from America, and you'd have like a little bit of cheese. And normally, if they hit the cheese, the rat trap snaps on their neck and breaks their neck. But this one
Yeah.
shoots them in the face with a revolver.
Well, that's how you definitely know the rat's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. It's done. But what would you, if you had caught it with the laundry basket, what would you have done with the rat?
That part I was not 100% sure with.
Are you Australian, or man, in air
Man,
quotes, man, right? Enough to, would you kill it?
I see. I wanted to kill it because if you let it go somewhere else, apparently a rat can get its way back.
Yeah.
It knows how to get its way back. So I thought the easiest way was to kill it straight in the basket there and then, but I didn't
How
know
would you
how.
kill
And
it?
well, that's the thing. I didn't know how.
Like drop a
'cause you
brick on
want to do it.
its head?
Yeah, but if I had to lift up the basket and then run away or bite my toe off, so
Oh,
I wanted to do it in a humane sort of way, but I didn't know how.
flamethrower.
Gee, no, that's so morbid. So what I thought is what happens if I release it and I take it to Bergen.
Yeah, but then
And
it's
then
just
I can
someone
release
else's
it.
problem. Then you're just giving it to someone else.
Then I release it in Bergen or Viconsay. And
Thank you.
Then it
Yes,
will
that's
be-
very helpful to the people because they know what that means, don't they? And what we've discussed before, haven't we, Dunphy? If you look at me, because
Yes.
you can look at me now. Why see my death stare? But yeah, then it's just someone else's problem. I think with rats, there are pests. So he's just dying of laughter. He's like, I'm done. No, stop the recording. It's over. Jesus.
All right, sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, he was still there, folks. He was there the entire time. He was just dying of laughter while lying in bed.
I'm not gonna lie, I just farted.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm happy that you're not here with me. That's just, that's good. I think that's fantastic. So I think
Episode 2 will be more structured, I promise.
yeah, it's a bit crazy. We started late. It's a bit, insane. But I think, rats, I don't think you should catch them and release them because then you're just making them someone else's problem. You should just, sadly, you have to get rid of them. You have to kill them,
To be fair, I was thinking maybe I could call up an exterminator or a pest control guy because we have one person who lays some traps here, but maybe he would, or he, because who do we deal with? Maybe he could come over and take it away for us and then deal with it himself. Because you never know, he might send it to Happy Rat Heaven, or he might put it in his collection of
Oh my
rats
God.
that he might train.
Yes.
There's a big demand for them in Vietnam. They use them to sniff out mines.
Oh, okay. Well, I doubt that your Dutch rat would get sent to Vietnam, but still, that's a nice thought. Because if he can't take your food from your barbecue, then isn't it better that he sniffs out mines in Vietnam? Isn't that a nice rat life?
He can go hang out with Vietnam rats. He's a very multicultural rat.
Multicultural rat. Wow. So I would have killed it. There's a little quick story that I have, which is when I was younger. I used to live in a canal house in Amsterdam, and I was just walking, and I'd be sitting in my living room, and a little mouse walked out from the corner and died in the middle of our carpet. Probably we had rat poison around. He just walked up and died, and I was home alone. I was 8, and I was like, "What just happened?" I didn't understand, and I was like, "Why would a mouse just, walk up and die? And of all places to die, why in front of me?" So
You're his family.
yeah, well, I did feed him. He was fed through my crumbs, I guess. So I called my mom, and she was like, "I don't know, just get rid of it, throw it away or something." And I was like, you can't throw away a mouse.
Poor 8-year-old trying to pick up the mouse with a piece of
What
paper.
am I gonna do? So what I ended up doing is I gave it a Viking burial, and I folded a little paper boat, like a hat, like a paper boat that you can fold from A4,
Yeah.
and I put the little mouse in it with tissue paper, and I lowered it into the canal. And then,
Big fish ate it.
no, well, my idea is that it would just kind of float away on the Amstel River and just kind of fuck off. But it didn't. I tried lowering the boat into the canal. It didn't work very well. It kind of capsized immediately and just sunk. And the boat didn't, it's just paper. It just got soggy, and this mouse just sunk into the bottom of the canal on the sides. So it was quite a tragic end, But what are you going to do? Sometimes things like that happen. Yeah, I know. What are you going to do? And we're back.
We did it!
We did it. You did it. Be proud of yourself, Dunphy. That is an achievement, okay, bud?
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So, I wanted to ask you, we have 4 months until university starts. What are you planning to do?
So I was trying to head back down to Australia to visit some family, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's going to happen with all the restrictions and the costs of flights, because right now flights down to Australia are just through the roof, and you have so many huge.
Wait, why are they so expensive? That's insane. Why would they be so pricey?
Because think about it, demand's low, supply's low. They have to charge. So let's say
no, but the supply is super crazy high. They they are having problems because they have too many grounded planes.
Yeah, so they want to cover the cost of the flight, and let's say the flight's only 40% full, where opposed usually it's 80% full. They now have to charge double the price to get similar revenue off that flight.
That's interesting, economically speaking, I think, because that's not in a normal industry. You don't have that situation.
No, but in aviation, they have to cover costs, and usually the aviation industry, it's a terrible industry to get into personally, because it's so susceptible to shocks.
That's very true.
The costs are so high associated with it. So, but some people are just stupid like me.
Yes, Mr. Future Pilot, that must be very concerning for you.
Oh yeah, I've just read the news. It looks like the aviation, the travel market's not going to get back to itself till about 2025. So
that's
5 years unemployed.
Shitty for you. Yeah, especially because Virgin Australia seems like they're going bankrupt.
Oh no, they're going to be bought out.
Oh, they're getting bought out. Kids. I wanted to ask you. We talked about this a while back. We're just doing a quick round of airline news, right? Boeing. They've basically been they've raised a lot of money, and they've gotten government aid in the form of stimulus from the Federal Reserve. So they haven't been directly. I think they have. So they're saved. What do you think about that?
I think because we recently had to do an essay in economics about natural monopolies, and reading about how technically it must be really hard for these aircraft manufacturers to have to supply the market by themselves, because in their own, Boeing's in America that's their main commercial airlines, and in Canada then you have Bombardier, Europe, Airbus. And looking at it, I think governments need to support these aircraft manufacturers, especially in a time like now. And I think it's completely fine, because if you look at how many orders are going to be cancelled or postponed, Qantas cancelled 8 orders for A350s or something. I don't know if it's 8, but it's.
But who do you think is going to hurt more under coronavirus? Do you think Boeing or Airbus is going to hurt more?
I personally think. So the American market's pretty much shut down in terms of flying. You still got Southwest and JetBlue flying and operating, and a few American airlines. So Boeing's still going to be able to service aircraft. But in terms in Europe, the market still is flying. So you've still got a lot of Airbus flying over here.
But that doesn't mean necessarily that they'll have new ones,
No, not that they'll have new ones, but they'll have to, for example, after so many hours of flying, this aircraft has to go through an inspection, and new parts have to be ordered to be replaced.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So they're still able to generate revenue off that. So they might close down their manufacturing or suspend manufacturing, but of aircraft as whole, but parts they might still be able to generate.
But then interestingly, right, do you think because Boeing needs time to fix their MAX 8 and doing all these tests and making sure that all works, do you think that that Corona actually is an opportunity for Boeing to shore up and improve their designs, or not?
For sure, I think it's such a great opportunity for Boeing to go through other designs, and especially right now, everyone in like education of the aviation industry, like learning to fly or has a small private pilot's license, are just loving the airspace right now because for the first time in my whole entire life, I have seen. I've only lived in Amsterdam 4 years, but for the first time in my whole, at least Amsterdam lifetime, I have never seen single-engine planes landing at one of the busiest airports, Schiphol, which is quite close to our house, and being able to have this opportunity to land and train. Yes, having this opportunity to be able to land planes on such a busy airport is just so incredible. So,
Have you
Boeing is
because you have a private pilot's license? Have you landed at
yeah.
Schiphol? Really?
No, no.
Oh,
I
you
haven't
haven't
landed at Schiphol yet. I
yet.
want to. No, not yet. I'm planning to go flying next week, so I want to see if I can try and get because it's also a confidence thing. Noah's giving me a indication he should come. Unfortunately, the flight school that I fly at doesn't allow anyone else in the cockpit with you or in the plane with you
Oh
because of
no,
coronavirus legislation. So last time I went flying, I had to go by myself. I was meant to take my mum, but
no.
you can't fly with anyone. I know, but that's only temporarily. They're
Okay.
gonna try and because the Dutch flying community is quite strong, so they'll try and get some legislation passed. But
So,
I think it's a perfect opportunity for Boeing to get a area of like a block in the sky where they can try and do some maneuvering after they've worked out that yes, the
but
aircraft is
is
safe.
Boeing still able to work on the Max 8 while we have these restrictions in place, or has their business gone to a halt like the rest, some of the other?
I think that it just completely depends. If Boeing adheres to all the 1.5 or the 4 square meter rule, then yes, easily they'll be able to fix this problem. However, if they're completely shut down, I think it's complete use. It's a complete terrible waste of time for them because they should be trying to fix this issue. Because if you look at Ryanair, who's invested so much money in the Max 8, and Southwest Airlines as well, they really need to try and please these customers because these two customers are set. I don't know the exact statistics, but a huge proportion of Boeing's orders for the 737 market.
Yeah, but overall, when you look at especially in Europe and in America, a lot of the airlines are getting money. They're getting bailed out. Like KLM in the Netherlands, they're getting state money.
Oh, don't get me started on KLM.
What's wrong with KLM?
So the Dutch bailing out, they've given, I don't know. Have you read this? I heard the statistics. It's not a lot, but it's a lot of money.
It's
but not a
significant.
lot.
It's significant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
significant. But because they're part of the KLM Air France group, they also get benefits from the French government as well.
Okay.
So they're getting this double. So KLM is getting funding from the French and the Dutch government, and it's just they're trying to figure out why we're losing so much money, but they're still catering flights to Stockholm, which are completely empty. And sure, you can argue that there is still demand and people still need to be flown, but if they want to really cut costs, stop flying, suspend your
Yeah,
crew.
but isn't the problem that, one, you can't really be firing people right now, and two, you can't park your aircraft anywhere? I was reading this story, sorry to, before you can say anything, but I was reading the story that actually flying the aircraft is cheaper because having them sit out on tarmac will require massive maintenance in the future. That actually having them sit idle will require more maintenance than keeping them running every now and then.
Well, that is, I guess, true in terms of if after you store an aircraft for a long period of time, they have to go through obviously airworthy checks.
Yeah.
And doing that can have quite a lot of backlog, especially if your airline is smaller and doesn't have like a big technical department. So in terms of flying, yes and no. So Emirates has taken up a whole entire runway in Dubai, and a lot of them because there's not a lot of moisture in the air.
Yeah, they have that in America too, in Arizona and New Mexico. They've had these massive kind of parking lots for airplanes.
And it's crazy. And also in Australia, we've taken a lot of Singapore Airlines and not Flybe, Scoot and Scoots. I get them mixed up. And Scoots aircraft into the middle of the Australian desert because we've got low moisture and humidity. So that helps in terms of preserving
I
the
love the
aircraft.
dog. I love how the dog is just snoring through the entire thing. If you want to see a
really
photo
annoyed.
of Dunphy's dog, you're gonna want to check our Instagram at Radio Hot Air, right, Dunphy?
Yes, indeed. You know what? I'm actually gonna go live right now on our Instagram, so
Oh,
you
I
can
so I see
see
where
the
your
stuff.
priorities are, right? On your phone rather than in conversation with me.
So hang on.
Oh,
I'm
the
going
phone's
live.
out. I see it. I see the phone. He's
So
he's
this
showing me the phone.
Okay, Noah, block your face so no one can see you.
Oh, you're taking a photo.
No, I'm going live.
Oh,
So here we
What
go.
does that even mean?
So people can see. Oh, I have no internet connection. Never mind.
You
We're
don't
not
have-
going live.
How do you not have an
No.
internet connection if you're on the line with me? Are you doing that on purpose? Seems like he's frozen. Yeah, you did. For the folks who can't see you, he literally just stood still in place, frozen, making me think that he had no connection.
No, it said I had no internet connection because I'm trying to use my 4G, so I don't have to destroy.
Our connection
Yeah, because
Smart man.
our connection is so
much more important.
It's
Come on.
just-
It is. I think the show, Dunphy. Yeah, he did a fake heartbeat through his shirt. It was very cute. Now, overall, where do you see the future of the airline industry going to finalize this little conversation?
I see it recovering because globalization has to happen.
Why?
In terms of because we're so advanced at this stage, and we have such strong global supply chains that
Well,
destroying them
actually,
would just destroy
interestingly,
the economy is even more.
There was this recent story about this Taiwanese tech chip building company is building a new factory in the United States, I think in Arizona, rather than in China, because of their fears about globalization and about future protectionism.
Oh, you know what? I've come to the dark side. I'm not happy with China.
You're not happy with China? What's wrong with China?
I was like, before when you were always saying, "Oh, China."
Yeah, right.
And I was like, China, it's not that bad. They produce stuff. They have their own thing. It doesn't affect me. But now I'm really pissed off. And if you want to do a little intro, we're gonna come back.
We're gonna come. Oh, after. If we had messages to make, as in advertising, this is where it would be. But we don't, so that's not happening.
You can send us a direct message on our Instagram.
Yeah,
if
do you want to pay us to help run the show? Do that, Get us in advertising, people.
yeah.
Sponsorship, done, easy. We're very cheap and easy, okay? You know what's fun is I can hear the music now, by the way.
Congrats! I still can't.
You can't, and I tried setting it up the other day.
The intro music.
Yes, you have.
Never.
You've never heard... Well, I can. I can
Wait,
hear
no,
all
that's
the
not
music.
True. That's not true. I've never heard the music while live with you.
Ah, okay. Well, next time we do this in person, we can do we can hear the music. Isn't that fun? Right? Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting back onto our
China, Dunphy.
China, man. I've been.
Can I predict?
Research.
What you don't?
Yeah.
What it is? Okay, we're doing a bit of a yes/no situation. Does it have to do with coronavirus?
Yes.
Does it have to do with them covering it up?
Maybe.
Does it have anything to do?
Yes, technically.
Does it have to do with airlines?
No.
Oh.
What
Okay.
do I love more than airlines?
Australia. Trade
Yes.
war. It's about that trade war you were on about.
Bingo. China has started a trade war with Australia unofficially.
Unofficially.
And I am angry about it.
Why? What's up?
angry.
Explain it to the people.
So, the Australian government decided that they want to join a global investigation into the origins of the coronavirus and Wuhan. And the Chinese
That sounds like a reasonable idea.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, okay, great. I think it's great. They
For
start
those
off in China because
for those who have not been like the point of the investigation is I what I hear is in China there was a lot of alleged probably what I from what I can understand believable accusations that they covered up the beginnings of the coronavirus, that they didn't share a lot of information about it, that they underplayed it, especially with with the initial doctor they suppressed the information from him, along with, they knew about human-to-human transmission before anyone else. And even there was this report by the American government that the Chinese knew about it. They stopped exporting PPE and face masks before they let the entirety of the world know. So they put limits on import. They imported as much as they could. They stopped exporting the products because they knew how bad it was going to be, so that they could be as beneficial to them as they can. And they kind of took advantage of the rest of the world.
that is it in a nutshell.
Yeah. So, but Duffy, what about this trade war?
So China has said that they've put tariffs on Australia.
Oh, you went
And considering,
robot there for a sec.
oh no.
No, you're good now.
Okay, so China put tariffs on Australian meat, and I think it's going to be in excess of 60%.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Like, that's what I read on 9 News. 60%. If I'm mistaken, I'm so sorry, but that's what I read a couple of days ago, and it's ridiculous. 60% on a shoulder of lamb, which in China might be 20 Australian dollars. It just blows it.
It does.
Out
It
of
does.
proportion.
It does. And
So, yeah, sorry.
yeah, and you say that they did this out of retaliation for the investigation.
They did this. Well, this is what we believe. They say it has nothing to do with it, but why all of a sudden impose tariffs on Australian meat products 24 hours after the Prime Minister of Australia says that they will be joining the search for the origins of the coronavirus? And this is a problem because Australia, as much as we are a powerful, beautiful nation that controls and dominates the world,
Yes, obviously, Australian domination over the world.
our economy relies heavily on the Chinese economy.
Yeah, that's not a great position to be in.
No, but we also rely heavily on the American economy as well. But more so the Chinese economy. So if the Chinese economy is doing very well, the Australian economy tends to be doing very well. So, this is pretty much, I feel like they're playing a game of mercy, but we're the 6-year-old younger brother compared to the 22-year-old brother twisting our arm.
Well, this is what's happened all over the world with Chinese influence, with examples with, for example, off the coast of India, there's a country called Sri Lanka, where the Chinese offered to build a port for them, but in exchange for loans. However, the Sri Lankans couldn't pay off the loans, and the Chinese got the port leased to them for 99 years. So they've been extorting people everywhere, including the Europeans, where, believe it or not, well, actually, it's the truth. The Europeans publish a report every year about human rights abuses in the world. And as I've talked about before, there's concentration camps in China about their Muslim minority that get basically they call it re-educated. And the Europeans used to publish a report on this every year, but after they becoming more involved with the Chinese economy, they have stopped adding China to that list. And
that's a bit suspicious.
Yeah,
if I may say.
It's not great, So, the Chinese, not the best. The Chinese government, by the way, I have no problem with Chinese people at all. It's just their government's fascist and authoritarian, And we're back. Last 13 minutes of the show. Now, I wanted to ask you something, because we talk a lot about economics today.
Yeah, we are.
We talked a lot about economics. No surprise. I love economics. It's what I'm studying next year.
And if I may just quickly ask you, how are you feeling about that? Are you feeling nervous about the whole
I am so
coronavirus and
excited to study economics next year. It
but the
is,
whole education system? Are you worried about that you might not be able to go to where you want to go, or
well, I don't know. I'm so uncertain. I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't even know. In America, they're saying maybe college doesn't start in the fall. I don't know what there's. Nothing is said so far in the UK. They said it's going to go as planned. But if something that I might have to stay home for the first term. Who knows? But what I do know is that I'm excited to study economics because it is always more fun to study the subject when shit goes down, when shit hits the fan. Because this is a global crisis, and what is it more fun to study a global crisis when it's exactly happening?
true?
Yeah. So, like we were our economics teacher, she was studying economics during the financial crisis, and that must have been really cool. And then now I get to study it during the Corona crisis.
Which is even cooler because it's worse than, if I'm not mistaken, it is worse than GFC, right?
We don't know. We don't know yet because there is different possibilities for how it could turn out. Currently, it looks like a shit show, but the high unemployment, huge deficits, massive government spending, but we don't know what the recovery is going to look like once the virus is over because the causes of the two crises were so different. One being systemic, financial problems, the other being a health crisis. So maybe we'll have a V-shaped recovery, so very quick decline and then very quick recovery, or potentially the damage done through lockdowns is more permanent, and then we'll see a longer recovery time. So depending on whether it's a V or a U shape, it might be worse or it might be better. It might, So we will see. The main issue here is there's so much debt out there that how we handle that debt is gonna really see how that goes on in the future and how systemic the problem is. But my question is for you. This is quite a fun question because it's weird. What's your favorite stock exchange? You're looking at me. You're just looking at me.
What?
You know why? You know why I'm asking you this question? Because I was sitting on the couch. I just had dinner. I was watching TV with my dad. And I just thought, and I asked him, "What's your favorite stock exchange?" And he looked at me.
What did he say?
And he looked at me exactly like you just did in, "What the hell are you talking about?" Because who the hell cares about a fucking stock exchange?
Well,
Also, I feel like I don't have your attention anymore.
no.
I feel like you're on your phone. I think you were on your phone there.
No.
Yes, you were. What were you?
I was connecting the dots, my freckles on my legs with a pen.
I don't believe you.
So
I saw because the thing that I saw is your face lighted up from the phone light.
My favorite stock exchange.
No.
Is,
Oh, you Googled the stock.
no. My two favorite stock exchanges are the Australian Securities Securities Exchange and the National Stock Exchange of Australia, which can be identified or abbreviated to ASX or the NSX.
Why X?
Exchange.
Oh. Yeah,
us
obviously.
Australians. We're smart.
Anyway, I thought that was quite a weird question. I thought it was like a really, what the hell, Noah? Why does your brain go to this situation? If you want to guess, what do you think my favorite one is?
The United States of America goddamn stock exchange.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is your favorite stock exchange?
I like, the New York Stock Exchange is the biggest stock exchange in the entire world. I believe. I'm just guessing. I assume it is. Or maybe the NASDAQ. Or maybe
according to Canadians Are Awesome, the Montreal Stock Exchange is bigger than the New York Stock Exchange.
No fucking way. Wait, world. I'm Googling it now. Largest stock.
I just made that up.
Huh?
I just made that up.
You dick. You. Damn it. Yeah, it is the New York Stock Exchange. Oh, you piece of crap. Okay. So, It's
Uh,
the Toronto one is like 9 though.
where's Australia?
Not on there, bud. And Nasdaq is also up there. Is the second largest. So both American ones.
We're just too big.
Yeah, the Tokyo one is also seems pretty cool. The TSE. So that was that. I think let's just end it a bit early today. That was all for today, folks. I hope it was fun. We'll be back weekly, that's for sure. You can see us live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Radio Hot Air. You can find us on Instagram at Radio Hot Air, where you can find updates. Dunphy's dog photo, which you'll be posting after the show. Right, Dunphy?
I'm actually going to take it right now.
You're going to take it right now?
Right now.
Oh, I see him do it. I'm seeing him do it. He's leaning back.
Oh, no. The problem is my cupboards reflect me, and it's just such an unappealing...
You got to post it now. You got to post it. And we'll be back at 11 a.m. Eastern next Saturday or 5 p.m. Central European Time. Maybe we'll be in person if Corona has gone a bit better. Maybe we won't. We'll see how it goes. Well, goodbye, Dunphy.
As the French
Also,
say,
you're staying on the line. I'm just saying, this is just for the show. You're staying on because we need to just talk about the show. So don't.
Okay, bye.
But oh god, he left. You heard the Discord. Oh, he's back. Oh god. Anyway, goodbye, folks. That was all for this week.
Bye, everyone.